Hey guys, what's up? It is Sunday. We're gonna do Let's Make Friends Sunday, and this video, I was not sure if I wanted to do this year at all, and then I got really sick and I just haven't done them. And now with the changes that YouTube is making, I thought, you know, we really should. And I'm gonna say this too about the YouTube changes, and then we'll move on to a completely different topic. I will say that I have noticed over the last week that there has been a lot of community support. Really, I mean, it kind of takes me back to why I started vlogging in the first place, and just like the connections and people like watching your video all the way through and just communicating and talking and building relationships, and I don't know, it just kind of feels good, and it's kind of energizing me. I'm just kind of sad that it had to get to this point. But then I also know that a lot of things changed with me over the last couple of years. Greg and I moved to this house, and I didn't realize how much of a change it was actually going to be. And we'll also discuss something that I've wanted to talk to you guys about since like May of last year, and I just haven't. So I'm just gonna kind of let a whole bunch of things kind of out in this video. But just to kind of explain to you what this Let's Make Friends video is all about, really you just want to leave a comment down below and explain who you are, what your channel's about, and then people can scroll through the comments and check out channels that they think they might be interested in watching. And then, you know, that's just a way that we can build relationships, maybe get to know some people that you may not have known before, and we're just going to try to like make it all fun and interesting. So that's really what this is about. We want to build some relationships and just have fun doing it. So this channel right here is like my lifestyle channel. I do all kinds of stuff on here. When I'm on here, I'm going to be on here a lot more. I do have a daily channel. It's Daily Rambles, and I'm doing it daily there, even while I was sick with the flu for 2 freaking months. So yeah, so far this year I've done it, and I'm doing it in a way that I've never done it before. I've always thought when I do daily vlogging that I should vlog and have the video up within the next day. What I'm doing now is I'm about a week behind, but I'm also using Snapchat. I think I'm going to start using Instagram and Facebook story times as well. But I'm trying to do that, so if you guys want to stay up daily with me on those social networks, you can. I'm Dawn Rambles everywhere. And yeah, so that's kind of what that's about. Now, kind of going back to like what's happened this year, and just all the changes that have really happened over the last couple years. So I know some of you guys know that my daughter ran away from home 6 years ago, over 6 years ago, and that was just a really hard time. And then both my parents died, my grandmother died, so I had, like, really, when you look at it, 4 major losses in about a year and a half, 2 years time. So that was just a lot. And then Greg and I decided to move. During that time, also, like, between between finding out that my mother had passed away, which I didn't find out for 6 months, long story, and between finding out that my dad had passed away, I decided to do a figure competition show, and then I did another competition show. And after that second competition show, Greg and I decided that we were going to look for a house out in the country. So that took us about 2 years, I guess, to finally find a house. And we moved out here, and I'm just a lot further away from just everything. Like, the gyms aren't the same out here. I don't really know anybody out here. I've tried to make friends. I'm just not very good at it. I just kind of suck at making friends. And then I quit my job. I was working for Verizon Wireless. I quit my job there after 11 years. I started working at a real estate office. I was there for about 6 months, and I told Greg when I started the job, I'm like, you know, I get like this weird vibe, and I don't know, something doesn't feel right. And I told Greg, I'm like, well, I want to take, you know, I want to go to real estate classes, get my real estate exam, and I think I'm just going to become a realtor. And we were going to do that, and then I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't think real estate's really what I want to be into. Just I don't know, it's a slimy business. It's kind of like politics. Did not like it at all. So I told Greg, I'm like, you know, I kind of feel like there's some stuff going on. And I went on vacation, and when I came back, I was fired. So, yeah. Never been fired before in my entire life. So it took me like 2 months, and it was kind of cool because during the summer Greg and I were able to go fishing, and we went berry picking, and we were just kind of enjoying stuff. But I was also kind of going through this like, oh my god, I got fired thing, and I didn't really know what to do. And I found a place, a resource center out here, and they help you look for a job. They help you with resume and all that kind of stuff. And I was taking all kinds of classes, and I was doing all this kind of stuff, and I took this program, and I need to finish it. It's called J Block's 5 Steps to Rapid Employment, and it's a 2-week course. And I took the first week, and I got hired for the company that I work for now at the end of that week. So I actually went to like 4 classes, and then I was gone. But I met some really, really cool people there. I mean, amazing people. And but when I was taking the classes, I felt amazing. I mean, it was really kind of life-changing in 4 days. It was amazing. I swear, I never would have thought anything like that. And it was just really cool, and it kind of digs in deep, and it really like makes you think. And the classes weren't long. I want to say like it was 5 hours out of my day. But they were kind of intense hours. And then you come home, and you had some homework and some like soul searching, and kind of digs in deep to like, what is it that you really enjoyed doing when you were a kid, and then how can we incorporate that into like, what is it you're looking to do now? And as I was digging through, I'm like, you know, I have always like kind of picked up the camera. Like back in the old days, back in the 90s, I had like one of those like big camcorder cameras. And they were like huge. It wasn't like one of those like little cute little ones up to your face. Like it was pretty big, and it had a rest on your shoulder. And I used to carry that around with me. And I was the one who was taking the videos when we were on vacation or just around the house. I was kind of doing like my own version of like Oprah Winfrey Show, or like Sally Jesse Raphael or something like that, like crazy stuff, or Ricky Lake, if any of you guys know about Ricky Lake. And I always loved that. And then the other thing is, I loved teaching. And I started to realize that before I got fired, that I was really starting to get into doing like principals and teaching classes and doing one-on-one sessions with people, and kind of teaching them how to use social media and how to set it up and all that kind of stuff, because I worked for real estate agents, and in the area that I live in, they're not very tech savvy. So, you know, I'm like kind of going from the basics and building off of what they knew. And it was so much fun. And I remember when I was like really little that I used to have my dolls, and I would line my dolls up, and at the end of the school year, our teachers would have whatever like extra papers that they had, and like you could go through and you could take the papers and you could go home, and you know, you could work on the papers throughout the summertime. And I used to get the papers, and I had this big chalkboard that my mom got me. I mean, it was tall. It was like probably 4 foot tall. And I would teach my dolls. I know, it's silly, right? But I don't know, I just like lit up. And it seemed like when I was talking to people about it, I just lit up. And I'm like, maybe this is what I want. Maybe I want to teach people how to do things. And I'm still trying to figure out how I can do that, because the job that I have now is not like that at all. But it's a job, so that's good. Paycheck, yay. And insurance, thank God. So we just kind of have that going on. And then what else happened? I know I'm totally rambling, you guys. I'm almost done. And then towards the end of the year, Greg and I decided to refinance on the house. So we actually put ourselves in a really, really, really good position. So at the beginning of the year, I took my 401k, which was kind of stupid, especially because the stock market's kind of skyrocketed. So I probably should have left it there. But ultimately, the government just like takes the majority of your 401k anyway. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, I should probably just save the money myself, honestly. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I saved for a long time, and I had about $70,000 or $80,000 in there, and I got about $40,000 back. We don't know exactly how hard we're going to get hit with taxes this year because we took out of my 401k. We'll see, and I'll let you guys know how bad it is. But we do have a good chunk of money in the bank to help us with that. But anyway, Greg and I decided to refinance the house. So we took our payment from 30 years, which we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary here. So 30 years minus 3. And then we decided to, and we paid about $1,300 a month for our house. Now we cut it down to 20 years, and we are paying, this is amazing, under $560 a month for our house for 20 more years, and then we're done. So it leaves it to a point where if something was to ever happen, if I was to ever get fired again, or if I just decided to quit, that we could make it and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Or if something was to happen to Greg, I would be able to make it on my own. Greg doesn't bring in a lot of money, but he does get Social Security disability because he hurt his back when he was 25. He used to drive a tractor trailer, for those of you who don't know. And they had like a big roll of rubber. You know, like the rubber that they used to make doormats, but like really heavy duty, like commercial grade. And there was somebody that came into the truck on a forklift, and when he went out of the truck on the forklift, the roll of rubber moved, shifted, and fell over on top of Greg, and it was about 1,000-pound roll of rubber, and it crushed his back. So he went through the longest time thinking, I'm going to be able to go back to work. Oh my God, they're going to keep me out for a week, a couple weeks, a few months, to like, you're never ever going to work again. So Greg makes very little money. Very little. He makes about half of what I make, and I make very little money, so it's not much. But he wants to make sure that I'm safe. I mean not safe, but you know, like secure in life. So I'm totally rambling. I guess I'm gonna let you guys like meet each other and have friends and all this kind of stuff. We're gonna continue this. We're gonna do this every Sunday, so be prepared for that, and I'm gonna have more videos on here. I'm also doing a daily vlog, so make sure you check me out. Dawn Rambles everywhere, boop boop boop. And I will be sure that I check you guys out. I'm going through and cleaning up my YouTube subscriptions. I have some subscriptions. I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. And then the people that I do watch, because I keep everybody like on an Excel sheet, but I'm going back through and making sure that I am physically subscribed to everyone. So I've got that kind of going on. So leave a comment. I'll make sure I check you guys out, make sure I'm subscribed, and we're just going to keep building. We're just going to have good relationships. And remember too, YouTube is not the end all be all of everything. There are so many other ways that you can make money, and I'm looking at YouTube as just kind of having fun and using this as an extension of everything else that I want to do. So I don't know. Okay. That's it. I'm totally rambling, although, hello, Dawn Rambles, that's what I do. I'll see you guys in the next video. Wow, that was lengthy. That was a lot. I'm so glad I got all that out. I have been wanting to tell you guys all that stuff for way, way too long.